What's up, everybody? We're here in Brisbane, back at it on Queen Street Mall. Can anybody guess who is standing and holding the TV behind me? Seven of you are joined so far. Can anybody guess who's standing behind me and holding the TV? We've got a small crew here getting the work done. We're here from 11:30 a.m. till 4 p.m. What's up, Tom? Hey, Laura. So we're operating for 4.5 hours today. Thanks, Patricia. Much love in Argentina. Hello, Sheila in England. Yokesh in India. So anyway, we've got Asal here standing behind me, holding the TV, and it's great to be doing street activism with her again here in Brisbane. She's back on the streets, having interactions with people, holding them accountable, making sure that people hear this message loud and clear. I've got an awesome little team, and 3 of us here today are organizers officially of this chapter, and 1 of us is going to become an organizer for this chapter. So lots of progression and development for this chapter. Tom says this is the first time I've seen her in the Cube. She's definitely been in the Cube before, but yeah, it's great. It's great to be doing street activism with her again, that's for sure. Hey Jean, in force with you from France. Much love. Yes, that is Asal, Laura. What is your opinion regarding B12? B12 is easily taken as a supplement. Doesn't just concern vegans. It's a nutrient that is important to all human beings. You can easily get it from a pharmacy, which begs the question, if you can easily get B12 without harming animals, why would you harm animals? Why would you enslave, torture, and murder them for a nutrient that you can easily get from a pharmacy? I have a pharmacy right in front of me that I could get B12 from. Right there. Right? So what do we need to do this to animals for when being vegan is perfectly adequate and easy to do? That's my response to that. Felix, watching from Montreal and wishing you an excellent Cube. Thank you for all you do. Hey, thank you for the support, Felix. Keep kicking ass in Montreal. For the animals, always, Patricia. Exactly, yeah. So, we're here again in Queen Street Mall, doing our usual Cube. Every Saturday we are here doing a Cube between 12 and 4. We did a 6-hour Cube recently, but now we're doing these Cubes from 11:30 until 4. Now, obviously, a one-person Cube is not technically a Cube, right? Unless it's 4 people, but you get the point. We call it a Cube of Truth regardless, even if it's 1 or 2 people that are holding screens. Yokesh is saying thanks for your information, so you're welcome anytime. Lou is saying, Paul, you are powerful, brother. I'm on my way to do a chicken vigil in California. Hey, I appreciate the support, and yeah, that's powerful. Make sure you get that footage out there from the vigil. Many people are afraid of meatless meat from the stores because it's not hearty. What do you think? It's not hearty? I think that is a distraction from what this is all about. I don't like to play into the health discussion when it comes to a justice issue such as this. We don't need to eat animals, and however you choose to eat vegan is up to you. Whether you want to eat vegan junk food or you want to eat healthy whole foods, that's a personal choice regarding how you take care of yourself, and I don't think that is relevant. I think it's besides the point. I wonder how many of those people would look the other way if a human being was abused on the screen. Exactly, Sheila. Alright, well, I'm here to remind you that we are out here in Brisbane, Australia, getting this done as our usual Cube of Truth in front of the Rebel store, funnily enough, but I would say aptly enough, rebelling against social norms, rebelling against the conformity that people subscribe to without thinking, and even if they do think, they smother their values with the general consensus on the mockery of vegans, I guess, right? And tell themselves stories that make it easier for them to sleep at night. And we're here to put the issue on the table, and I'm here to remind you, if you are doing a Cube of Truth, we're standing with you in spirit here and physically here in Brisbane City. We're standing with you in spirit to let you know that we're all in this together, and make sure you go out there and have the best weekend of activism that you've ever had. I prefer to eat processed. Okay. Yeah, it's up to you. I don't care what you eat as long as it's vegan, as long as it doesn't involve harming others. So I'm going to show you now what's on the screen. For those of you who are not vegan, it's important that you see this footage. Got a couple of trolls next to me, so I'm not even going to entertain it. Mark will deal with them. Let's see if they keep up their troll rampage. Let's see how quickly it ends. Hopefully they open their minds. So this footage is for you to understand that this is standard practice, and this happens in the meat, dairy, and egg industries here in this country, in Australia, or even around the world. This is exactly what it looks like. These are farms and slaughterhouses that are labeled RSPCA approved and humane certified. So when people say we need better practices and this needs to happen in a better way, well, this is what the industry claims is the best form of slaughter and etc. So, you know, this is exactly how it happens. And we're watching sheep being shorn on the screen here. So isn't that ironic? This is further normalizing this as a normal everyday business that we should support. Nothing to be concerned here. Nothing to be concerned with. Yeah. So social norms override individual values and force people through coercion, through peer pressure. It's not really being forced because it's very easy to be vegan. But there are social factors that apply pressure to people to not be vegan. And they tend to override individual values and
We saw you last time, remember us?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
We want to learn more about vegans.
Well, you can help you. So we've got a couple of kids I was talking to last week, and they're back. I'm going to talk to Hugh. Stand over here. Sorry. Hi there. How does it?
Oh my god! No, look what's doing to chickens, bro.
Yeah, this is the free-range egg industry.
Mum, that's free range. I'll call you back. I want to watch some of this. I love you, bye. My mum can't watch it. She's like, no.
Most people can't watch this. How does this footage make you feel?
Disgusting. Like, that's really sad.
These are the male chicks in the egg industry because they deem them useless. So this is what they do to them. What we're showing you are the standard practices that happen in the meat, dairy, and egg industries. And these are the farms and slaughterhouses that label themselves RSPCA approved and humane certified. Are you against animal abuse?
No, 100%. Yeah.
Would you say that this is humane?
No.
No. Do you think it's possible to be against animal abuse while eating products of animal abuse like meat, dairy, and eggs?
I don't know. It's a bit of a tricky question to ask. Because I eat meat, but I don't eat eggs, and I don't eat cheese.
And may I ask why you don't eat eggs and cheese?
Because I've seen a few videos like this before, and I don't think it's humane at all. I think it's quite disgusting.
And what about the meat industry?
I haven't really looked into that,
Okay.
but I know it's really bad.
Yeah. Well, are you open to seeing footage?
Yeah?
Yeah, you'll see it shortly.
Okay.
It will start showing on the screen. Just one moment. Jake. This girl over here.
Hi.
This lady behind the white top. Oh, you. I just wanted to make sure she had someone to speak with if she was interested. We're showing the meat industry, but I mean, if you imagine, at the very least, animals have to be slaughtered, right?
Yeah.
In order for you to eat their flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is there a humane way to do that? Do you think?
Possibly not.
Yeah. Well, imagine you were in their position just for a moment. Do you think that there's a humane way to kill you if you don't want to be killed?
No.
Right.
Do you eat meat?
No, we're vegan, and that's what we're
All of
promoting.
these are vegan?
Yeah.
So what do you eat?
So we eat plants.
So plant-based?
Anything made from plants, yeah. And there's
What's your AV stand for?
Anonymous for the Voiceless, that's the name of the organization that we're here representing, and
Oh, this is cool. Great.
we represent the animals. So we're promoting animal rights through veganism.
Can you find all this on the internet?
Yeah, I can give you a card if you like, which
Yeah.
shows you more information about this. But what do you feel would be stopping you from no longer abusing animals and being vegan?
Well, just watching what they're doing now is not really...
So they forcibly impregnate them. This is the meat industry you're watching right now. This is the pig sow, the sow crates, and this is how pigs are treated for their flesh.
And what happens to the babies?
The babies are raised in this condition. A lot of them are killed and are sick and die just like that. And they're raised and they're tormented throughout their lives pretty much up until the day they are slaughtered. And the way they're slaughtered in this country, the majority of the time is through a gas chamber. And if they're not killed in a gas chamber, they have their necks sliced open.
Oh, look at them banging them.
Yeah, that's called PAC, PAC, which is a completely legal method of killing piglets. And it stands for pound against concrete. So, for flesh or any animal. Yeah, they clip the tails off so that they don't bite each other's tails because they get driven mad in these conditions.
Is this in Australia?
This is in Australia, yes. But this happens around the world also. Right? So, what do you think the number one benefit is of being vegan?
Well, knowing you're not supporting this stuff.
Right. Yeah, and for those animals, they are no longer harmed in any way because of you anymore.
So the more people that eat meat, the more animals get treated like this.
Exactly, because it's a supply and demand business. Right? So you going vegan won't end this industry completely, obviously.
But it's long messy.
Yeah. You're no longer demanding it, and at least
And
you're
after
no
6
longer the
months, they're
reason.
soon to be killed. So they've just been tormented for 6 months.
That's right. That's right. And that's a gas chamber. This is the most common method of killing pigs.
So you just gas them.
They gas them, they burn from the inside out. The toxic gas fills their body and attaches itself to any amount of moisture they have in their bodies and burns from the inside out. And you can see them thrashing and fighting for their lives. It's a horrendous and horrific way to be killed. Not that there is a good way to do it necessarily. Right? And do you know what the benefit is for you as an individual? Being vegan? The benefit is that when you say that you're against animal abuse, you'll no longer be a hypocrite. Because
That's really sad.
it's hard to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah. And it begs the question, if this is not good enough for our eyes, then what makes it good enough for our stomachs?
I don't think I want to watch anymore. Can I have a card, but please?
Yeah, sure. So we're here for people like you who are even a little bit open-minded to changing.
And what's that doing now?
So that's an electric prod, which basically stuns them, but it doesn't kill them. And that's a stun gun. And it just renders their limbs useless. They become docile, so then they become easier to control and kill. Just give me one moment. Hi.
Can you get Hugh to stop with me?
Hugh, sure. Hugh, do you want to jump in? Hey, Mark, can you help swapping them out? So on that card, there is a brilliant speech by a man named Gary Yourofsky. So you just go to that link, or you can use that QR code.
Yeah.
And there's an important question on there I'd like you to ask yourself at some point. You don't have to read it now, but you can read it at any point.
Yep.
And that speech is how I went vegan.
Yeah.
Just listening to that guy talk. So it's not graphic, but it's very powerful. And then if you are game to watch the rest of those scenes, they're taken from a documentary called Dominion.
Right.
So you can watch the rest of it if you're not
Did
yet.
I get her upset just by standing under there? Of course it would, right? Knowing what other people are watching?
Well, you know, we do this activism in order to get the message out. So in a way, it's fulfilling because we know that we're reaching people just like you, right? And we feel that we have an obligation to represent these beings because we live in a society that otherwise ignores their suffering and makes a mockery of veganism, which is the only thing that we can do really to avoid being responsible for this. So unless you're vegan, you are an animal abuser in a society where it's very easy not to be, when it's very easy to just be simply living in accordance to the values that you said you have. When you said at the beginning of our interaction that you're against animal abuse.
But I'm the one eating meat.
Yeah, and that's the thing you may not have realized.
I was literally just going to go get a burger with meat on it, and I don't think I'm not going to do that.
Where were you going to go, grilled?
I was just actually going to go to McDonald's. It's probably the worst place to go, but...
Yeah, so if you go a little bit further and go to grilled...
They've got plant-based ones?
They've got Impossible Burger. They've got all the alternatives there that are delicious. There's always an alternative and an option that you can opt for so that you don't have to be responsible for suffering that you can't even imagine that they have to endure.
Look at them.
Right. Yeah, they can barely stand on their own feet because they're selectively bred to be that size, and they get sick because of the way that they're bred. And all of this is profit driven. It's done so that they can give us flesh, not us, but non-vegans essentially, if they demand it. But obviously this is evil, right? Would you say that this is evil?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Right. And no evil can last forever, can it? Eventually this will have to end, just like every other injustice. And so then the question becomes for you, which side of history do you want to stand on? Because you're standing here watching this, and I think you're grasping the fact that this is wrong, right?
Yeah, 100%. But I didn't know much about it. It's not something you
Right.
look up on the internet.
No, I completely understand.
So
We
like,
live in a-
as much as I don't want to be watching it, it's got me watching it because it's going to change my mind on
Yeah.
how I eat now.
Yeah, and I'm not just saying this to pander to you, but it speaks volumes about your character that you are standing here willing to watch this and also question yourself and have your
Yeah,
thoughts
I'm
challenged.
disgusted in myself, to be honest. I should have looked more into this because how else would we eat meat and stuff, you know?
Exactly.
It's really
So what
sad,
do you
but
think you'll do now?
Not eat meat or eggs or milk, that's for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah. You've changed my mind completely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's great. You know, like I said, it won't end the industry completely by you becoming vegan, but at least this isn't happening because of you anymore.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Do you mind if I show you on this live stream? Because I'm sure our supporters would love to see that.
Yeah.
So you are now opting to no longer be responsible for this.
That's correct.
Right?
Yeah,
That's
it's
really
disgusting.
awesome.
Thank you
That's
so
really
much.
awesome.
Thank you.
I'd like to also ask you
Yeah.
to speak up about this. I know that, you know, we live in a society that coddles people into thinking that this is okay.
Yeah.
But when you have the opportunity, please say something about this, because their voice won't be heard in our society unless people like us speak up, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. On that card, you can also join us once you become vegan if you like. You can just look up our organization and see how you can get involved if you like.
Yeah.
But otherwise, just say something when you can to friends, family, or whoever. Because this is wrong, right? It needs to end.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thanks
Much
so much.
respect.
Thank you.
Respect.
Bye.
Take care. Well, that was awesome. Let me get out of the way so other people can see the TV. So that was challenging because I was doing outreach and then Asal had to switch out of the queue. I also wanted to make sure one of the bystanders who stopped, who wasn't being spoke to, was being approached. So I had to go and let Jake know about a lady, which you all saw or heard while I was live. And then I had to also make sure I completed that interaction correctly. And man, it was so awesome and refreshing to see that she was so open-minded, and this is why we do what we do for people like her, who you don't need to say much to. You just need to put the most important facts on the table about this, and she fully got it. She was even willing to declare it on camera, and I feel really good about that. So you got to see that live on this stream, some of the work that we do coming to fruition, yielding the results that we're aiming for. Even if we don't speak to people, however, where it goes like that, a lot of the people that walk by will think about this and they end up talking about it to their friends or whatever. And we don't know where those interactions go. We don't know where, that impact leads, but we are just here to put the issue on the table, and that's why this work is so important. So with that, I hope that this has inspired you to get out there and do some activism for the animals. Of course, you can join us at jointhecube.com. Visit jointhecube.com to find your local chapter, or if there isn't one, you can apply to become an organizer. If you get value out of the work that we do, and you want to support us but you can't come to a cube, or even if you do join the cubes, you can also choose to support us financially at our website, cubeoftruth.com. Go to our website, find a way to support us. It supports the work that we do, and it's very important that we continue moving this truth truck forward. David is denying the fact that hogs are killed like this. David, I challenge you to watch Dominion We're just showing you the standard practices. Obviously, we have no reason to lie. What do we get out of lying to people about this? But if you want to debate this and you're genuinely of the position that this isn't how it happens, send us a message to our page and let us know that you'd like to debate, and I'll look into debating you on this, because I'm looking to make more content, and I think it would be good to debate more non-vegans in real time. But yeah, we have no reason to lie about this. There you go. Larissa's just shared the link and said watchdominion.com and cubeoftruth.com. Thank you for the links there, Larissa. Yeah. All right, I'm going to end this stream here. Thank you to everybody who supports AV in any which way that you do, and just keep on moving forward and pushing this animal rights movement forward.